What's up, my marsupials? It's Zach again, and I am just going to start this episode addressing the elephant in the room. The Rona. The coronavirus. COVID-19, however you refer to it, it's here. And it's fundamentally changing how we live our day-to-day lives. There are very few people, if any, who are unaffected by this pandemic in some way, so I'm not going to sit here and record this without first saying that I hope you all are safe and healthy. But if you are sick, I wish you a speedy recovery. But please, for the love of Ibra, don't hoard toilet paper. I mean, really, what the actual fuck? Some of you may be self-quarantining or working from home. Some of you, like me, may have to continue to head into the office every day despite the risks. But whatever the case, as long as you aren't planning beach vacations or something, you're probably doing the right thing, and I salute you. In terms of what this means for us here at STF, I just want to let you know that we've been banking episodes and are continuing to record because we recognize, maybe now more than ever, the importance of having at-home entertainment or just something to keep you busy on the road. One of the advantages for us recording remotely and playing digitally is that the shelter-in-place guidelines don't really stop us from doing what we do. So don't worry, we're here for you. We've got plenty of content on the way to help you through these strange times. You're on your own with the TP though. Good luck. To bring it all back around, the limitations on social gatherings and such are absolutely affecting many folks' ability to play and run tabletop games, a hobby that began and is still primarily played in person. So if you're one of those unlucky ones who've had their weekly game schedule thwarted by the Rona, now may be a good time to look into digital tabletop options, because there are plenty out there. Of course, you probably already know that we use Roll20, Adam mentions it at the end of every episode, and I can't stress enough how great it's been for us, despite the odd technical hiccup. We also use Hero Lab for our character sheets, but you do have other options as well, like D&D Beyond or Fantasy Grounds and the like. You may already be familiar with all of these, but still can't find a group to play with. So real quick, shout out to Cosmic Crit. Their Discord channel is a great place to find Starfinder Society games to run online. And you can always head over to our own Discord because we have some awesome community members who are always looking for more players. Keep your spirits up. I know it's a difficult time, but we'll get through this together, separately, in our own homes. Don't cough at me, bro. Come on. 6 feet. Social distancing. Alright, everyone. Stay safe and shelter in place with episode 59, Finding Erio.
Zeno, where's my damn lighter? I can't go out gambling without me lucky lighter.
Check your pockets, Michael.
Oh yeah, forgot about the tiny pocket. Thanks, mate.
Michael, I know we're going to have a good time tonight, but could you please wear something a little more presentable than a tank top? I don't want Erio to think we don't appreciate him taking us out to the Click Clack Club. It is quite exclusive after all.
Fine, I'll put a gold chain on over it.
There's a knock at the door.
Come on in.
Erio enters Mike's small apartment wearing an easy smile and a crisp teal suit. Gentlemen, are you ready to have the time of your lives tonight at the famed Click-Clack Club? It's going to be a marvelous evening. Are you nearly ready? I'd like to get there before the VR betting tables fill up entirely.
Yeah, we're just about ready, Erio.
Zeno nervously eyes Mike up and down, obviously not approving of Mike's attire, and then looks at Erio.
Erio, I'd like to thank you for extending this offer of a night out at the prestigious Click-Clack Club. I've heard of this place and can't help but express my interest and curiosity. It is quite gracious of you to arrange for a visit.
Oh, think nothing of it. Least I can do after what we've been through. It's a celebration, and as such, I've brought you both a little gift. Erio whistles and a hover drone approaches from the hall. Erio grabs 2 coat hangers off the drone and takes the plastic wrap off 2 smartly tailored evening jackets. Here, put these on. I want you looking pretty if you're coming with me. We cut to the entrance of the Click-Clack Club. Erio, Mike, and Zeno step out of the back of a hovercab. Mike and Zeno look across the street and see a 3-story industrial gray building with a large flickering neon sign above the entrance. An intimidating-looking red-haired Vlaka attends the door, his head resting upon the latch of a red velvet rope. As Erio approaches, the Vlaka beams at Erio. Wilson!
Erio, my man, how's it going?
Never better, my guy. How's your brother?
Oh, always coming down on me for something. Who are your friends?
This here is my new friend Zeno, and this big ol' lizard is Titanium Mike. Wilson's eyes sparkle with recognition as he shakes hand with Erio and opens the rope gate. Zeno notices that Erio slips the dog-shaped boy a cred stick.
You fellas have a great evening.
Once inside, Mike and Zeno's senses are assaulted. It is a weekend, so the first floor of the club serves as a nightclub, the deep bass notes of the electronic music vibrating in Mike and Zeno's chest. Zeno notices dozens of androids, augmented to varying degrees, laughing and dancing with each other, intermingled with a random assortment of other species. A Kalo go-go dancer, a table of Akeshti toasting and sloshing their drinks, a Patra and a Mariquai having a dance-off in the center of the dance floor. Erio leads to the bar, where he immediately catches the eye of the bartender, an attractive Lashunta named Tifon, and brings Mike and Zeno each a tall orange beverage. Here, have a drink. Let's head upstairs to the casino. I've got some people I want you to meet. You can cut a rug down here later on. Mike and Zeno follow Erio upstairs, drinking in the scene before them as eagerly as Mike drinks the orange concoction. Mike's eyes light up as he sees all the slot machines, card and dice tables, virtual reality games, and the Anasite workers delivering drinks. They follow Erio to a booth in the back, where a Dragonkin and a Riforian, both heavily augmented, sit in lively conversation. They both greet Erio as he approaches. My friends, what a lovely evening at the Click-Clack Club, crown jewel of Pact World's nightlife. The Dragonkin says,
Oh, stop blowing smoke up our asses, Erio, and have a seat. Who are your friends?
The Riforian says, Are these the one you were telling me about, Erio? Indeed they are. This is Zeno, the fellow we rescued not long ago. And this is Titanium Mike, who assisted in the rescuing. Mike, Zeno, this Rhyphorian statue of a man is Barnaba, and the handsome hunk of dragon next to him is Salu. They own the place. Surprised at the high-profile nature of the meeting, they exchange pleasantries with the owners before Erio excuses himself and his guest. For the next hour or so, Erio pays for more drinks while escorting Mike and Zeno around the club, introducing them to everyone Erio seems to deem important. As well as the owners, they meet the bartenders, including Typhon, the bouncers, moneylenders, waitstaff, and even the kitchen staff, led by a red-faced gnome. Zeno begins to suspect that this is something more than a simple night out, that Erio is introducing them to all these people for a reason. Erio moves through the crowded club like a fish through water, utterly at home in this lively environment. Completely at ease, rubbing shoulders with the high-profile and common guests alike. After having been introduced to a couple dozen people and more than a few drinks, the night turns to revelry. Erio hands each of the men a cred stick with which to gamble. Erio, Mike, and Zeno bounce around the rooms, playing card games here and dice games there. Mike has a few hot hands at a poker table and even beats Erio a time or two. Zeno solves a puzzle game in record time, the celebratory lights illuminating his smiling face. They try out the club's famed VR arcade, where Erio insists Mike and Zeno challenge Barnaba to a game of Drift Racer. They head back downstairs, and Mike and Erio force Zeno onto the dance floor, where the three friends dance with beautiful androids at varying degrees of skill and awkwardness. Eventually, the men retire to a corner table with their drinks, laughing and toasting each other. After a few minutes, Erio turns to Mike and Zeno. Listen up, boys. I know we're having a good time, but I want to talk to you about something. Look, I want you to know I like you guys. I can't put my finger on it, but there's something about the two of you that just clicks somewhere in my circuits. That's why I wanted to bring you guys out tonight. Not just for the drinks and dice, but because I want to provide you with something like a home. I know neither of you really know anyone around here, so I want you to know you'll always be welcome at the Click Clack Club. You can make friends here, and connections, valuable connections you may need if I'm ever not around.
Not around? What do you mean?
Yeah, you going somewhere, mate?
Let's just say I may have some business to attend to. So if I'm not around and you guys need work or somewhere to hang out and lay low, or even a loan or a favor, I wanted to make sure I did my part in getting you connected. I know what it's like to be an outsider.
But where are you going?
Don't worry about it. And don't worry about me. I can handle myself. Let's get another round of drinks. It's a celebration, after all. And we come. This ends with Zeno looking into the face of Erio, and Erio looking back at him, saying, "Who are you, and why are you here?" Hey, how you guys doing tonight?
Is Adam asking or is Erio asking?
Right?
So,
How's it going?
Not bad.
Well, it was going great.
I have so many things going in my head right now. I'm like, oh, I bet Ziva knows them. I bet they're like close. I bet they know each other. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Not every establishment is the pools.
Oh, but no, we run in the same like cliques.
And the same class. What about the same
wow.
clubs?
Yeah, that one also.
Emily, that's Josh's line.
I know. I'm
Hey, she set up.
sorry.
I followed through.
No. Oof. Oof.
Interesting.
Literally,
so to
no
answer
one
the
has
question,
answered the
Adam.
question.
Yeah. To answer
Hey,
the question,
how are you
man,
guys doing?
I am.
That's your answer.
I'm doing well. I'm a little bit, tiny bit intoxicated, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Zach and I just did a shot together, so that's fun.
What did you shoot?
It's Captain Morgan silver or white
Oh,
rum
you
or
got a little
something?
captain in you?
Yeah, I got a little captain.
Got a little
Right.
captain in you?
Yeah.
Just the
that's
tip.
good.
Just the
Did anybody
tip.
else? Did anybody else take any shots?
Yeah, John and I took a shot of vodka.
Oh wow! All right.
Emily.
What'd you say, John?
He's
trying to take a shot
with
right
his
now.
mic.
Taking a shot. Emily.
And he's still muted too. He's still muted on. You're still muted.
Now, guys, I'm still over at the Click Clack Club. So
Oh, you're just
yeah,
drinking.
yeah. I'm catching up. I'm catching up.
Emily, did you take a shot?
I did.
Oh,
In
man.
fact. Yeah.
What'd you shoot?
So I've been drinking a little Dickel and Diet Coke. So that's
Hey,
what I had handy.
All right. So what the hell is a dickle? Because I'm not familiar with it.
Yeah,
It's
You never had the dickle?
I need an explanation.
No, I've never had the dickle.
I don't believe
Contrary to
you.
Got the
popular belief,
dickle in you.
I've never
sour-
once had a
what is
dickle
it?
inside of me.
what is it? Sour rye whiskey something.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
As a friend of mine once said as he came into a party unannounced, rye whiskey.
Dude, you know what? If I was at that party, I'd have run to him with a bottle because that is incredible.
I immediately took a shot of his rye whiskey and hated it. Threw up.
No, I love a good rye.
I prefer.
I mean, I just shot Bullet, right?
Yeah,
Nah,
Bullet's
fuck that.
good. I do like Bullet.
Give me straight vodka.
No, the Bullet Rye is like really good stuff. The green label
Yeah,
Adam.
it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, okay, all right. I couldn't let us go any further without at least saying hello. But yeah, we had a pretty. There's a cold open there, and we need to resolve it. We've got Zeno and Ziva at the end of this hall. Now, Fel, Mike, Sedona, and Oren have no idea who's in that bathroom. But Zeno, Erio, has just addressed you as if he's never seen you before in his life. What do you do?
Even for an android, he's just kind of almost taken aback, like he has to like just take a second to process this. Just staring back and forth with our eyes, just meet, just like, Erio, what are you doing here?
He just looks at you kind of confused, and he says, "You are not authorized to be here. I need you to leave immediately. Please go away."
Nah, fuck that.
What about what?
Go ahead.
I was just going to ask what the rest of the group is doing as you're kind of watching. I mean, you can hear Zeno interacting at this point. Mike, let's roll a perception check to see if you heard him say the name Erio.
All right. That'll be a 12.
No, you can just kind of hear Zeno speaking. It doesn't sound like there's any sound of attack or anything. So he's definitely talking to somebody. Ziva, what are you doing at this moment?
I mean, as we sort of like come into eye view, Ziva would have kind of like leveled her pistol, and then when Zeno mentions a name, she would kind of like side eye him real quick, like not looking away from this dude. Says, "Zeno, do you know this person? Who is this? Erio, who is this?"
Yes, holster your weapon. This is a former compatriot of mine.
I must insist that you turn and leave now.
What happened to you, Erio?
And he's like pulls out a wrench, like a huge big wrench.
Can I roll a perception check to see if Oren can hear any of the details of this conversation?
Sure.
All right.
You can too, Fel. Yeah.
Oh, yes. So that's a natural 16 plus my big old plus 15 to perception.
Jesus.
Wow.
31.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, I mean you can hear every word that's been said thus far.
Okay,
Hear his
so Oren
heartbeat.
is leaning kind of like got a hand up against the wall in this alcove next to Mike, and Oren's like, Zeno's talking to some guy named Erio. He's trying to get us to leave.
Wait, what? The fuck?
You see Sedona kind of shudder all of a sudden, like she just like this little shudder goes over her, like, and she's like, "What?" Yeah, she looks like
Think in unison.
real confused for a
I
second.
think almost in unison, Sedona and Mike be like, "What the fuck did you just say?"
yeah.
Yeah, Orin has no clue. He just talking to some guy named Erio. I don't know.
I mean,
Mike,
Sedona looks at you directly, Mike.
yeah,
It's like,
and Mike meets eyes with her, looks at Orin, befuddled expression upon his face, and immediately starts walking up the hall. He's
Sedona's gonna be right behind you. So if you want to go ahead,
Orin looks at Fell being left in the dust, and he shrugs and just follows.
Yeah, Fell's no idea what's going on, but he follows as well.
Zeno is just going to approach without any kind of guard, just approaching him.
Okay,
For what it's worth, Ziva does not put up her gun. So just putting that out there.
Okay, you still got it in your grip. I got you.
Yeah.
All right, so Sedona walks up here, and as soon as she sees Erio, she has another seizure. Her eyes roll back in her head, and goes to crumple on the ground.
Orin will try to catch her, man. Come on, bro.
yeah.
Roll
Right, so
reflex.
You can roll that reflex. However, as this is happening, Erio starts to panic, and I need everybody to roll initiative.
Oh no.
What? Okay.
So you can roll that reflex save before getting into initiative.
Is it a reflex save or is it like a?
I'm gonna say it's reflex because
Okay.
I don't want to roll initiative. God damn it.
I said initiative order just means we're putting it in a time situation. It doesn't mean you have to fight, but he's raising his wrench. I'll tell you that.
It's gonna be a 16 on the reflex.
16 on the reflex.
Fell got a 4.
That'll catch her.
That'll catch her. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Great.
Initiative is +4. All right, 17.
I'm rolling a real die. Oh my god! Would you believe I got a 7 on that die as well? So that's gonna be a big 11.
Ooh, wait.
That's actually 11.
Okay.
I rolled a 25.
All right. So what we're looking at here then is some not great initiatives from everybody, to be honest. Mike has a great initiative with a 25. Zeno's got a 17. Sedona with a 12. Orin with an 11. Ziva with a 9. And Fell with a 4. All right. So Mike, you're going to get to start this encounter. What do you do?
I'm gonna immediately push past Zeno through the doorway. Wait, where's Erio? Oh, I assumed the wrong room. Yeah, I'm gonna push past Zeno and Ziva, approach Erio, and I want to grapple him.
You want to grapple him?
Yep.
Okay, so that's going to be a melee attack against his KAC plus 8.
8?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
He's not very attractive.
That's gonna be a 26 total.
You have him grappled.
Okay. Yeah, I grapple him. I'm like, Erio, I don't know what's going through your head and your circuits, but you need to calm down. You know I'm a friend, and so is Zeno. Put that wrench down.
Right. Why don't you roll a diplomacy? And this is to aid anybody else who wants to do a diplomacy, because it's going to actually be a full round action if that's to intimidate or to do diplomacy. But I like that, so we'll see if you can give a bonus to anybody.
12.
Yeah,
12, that does it. You got to beat a 10. So that's an aid. All right, Zeno, you are up.
All right. He's not going to attack. He's going to try to engage him. Like he's going to diplomacy. He's going to.
Okay.
He's
So
terrible
what
at
do you say?
diplomacy, but yeah.
Use your words, John.
Yeah.
So what do you say?
Okay, I say, Erio, of course you remember us. How could you not? Don't you remember the Click Clack Club?
Oh boy. All right.
Don't you remember rescuing me?
All right. So go ahead and roll your diplomacy.
All right, my diplomacy is -1.
All right, you're going to get a +2 from Mike on this as well.
All right. Nine.
He for a second, like, he looks at you, his like eyes kind of cross for a second. He says, "No, you are not supposed to be here." And his hand clenches tighter on his wrench. Okay, Sedona is passed out. Oren, you're up.
So Oren is, I guess, gonna set Sedona down gently, and I mean, he's not really concerned. I would think that Oren would be more concerned with Sedona than he would be with anything going on with this random android, right? So,
yeah.
Do I need to roll like a medicine check, something to see what's going on with Sedona?
You can roll. You've seen her do this before, right? This is the same type of thing that happened when she had the seizure and had a memory triggered, like recovered. So you know that she's just going through a memory recovery and that she's going to be okay. So you can kind of just sit over her and make sure that she doesn't like bite her tongue or bash her head against. But you know from experience that this is just a seizure that's going to kind of play itself out. So you can do the typical things of like keeping her from hurting herself while she's in such a seizure.
Absolutely. Yeah, Oren will spend his turn doing just that.
Okay.
With your medicine check, you stick a stick in her mouth.
Here, bite down on this.
Ziva.
Ziva, seeing like both Mike and Zeno really actively trying to, obviously, keep this guy from being crazy. She's also going to attempt a diplomacy check.
Okay.
Let's see what I roll first. Okay, it's going to be a 25.
25.
And so she'll say, she kind of steps just a little over, like, towards the door frame, over Mike's shoulder. She's kind of looking.
So it's a full round to do the diplomacy, so there's not going to be any movement involved.
Oh, so it's a full action.
I'm sorry. No. Yeah, yes, a diplomacy check as a full action, yeah.
Wow, okay. Well, then she'll just call over. I mean, it was just flavor. She's just like, listen, Erio, I don't know you, but you know Mike and Zeno apparently. So let's just calm down and let's talk this out, okay?
Again, a roll of sense motive.
23.
Yeah, I mean, you get like a vague sense that something's off, but it kind of gets pushed out of the way as nothing registers in his eyes, and he starts raising his arm up to come down on Mike with the wrench. And he's going to do that. He's going to hit Mike.
He's going to
attempt to hit Mike.
He's going to try.
Yeah.
He's trying.
With his pipe wrench. And, I mean, a 13 he's going to miss.
Yeah, I'm just swatting at it like, come the fuck on.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're just using your armor really
Yeah.
to deflect it, like, it's just like, and you're just kind of trying to hold him in place and have him look at your eyes, and he's just kind of like blindly swinging at you with his wrench. Fel, you're up.
Fel doesn't know what to do in this situation. Everyone's occupied with things, and Fel is just kind of there. So, he wants to tend to Sedona, but doesn't have anything to do with that, and doesn't feel like he can really help other than potentially, shooting this android that they all apparently know. So he just moves up 20 feet and, doesn't aim it directly at the android, but make sure he's got his weapon at the ready. And that's it for his turn.
Are you preparing an action?
No.
I don't
Okay.
think so. He's just kind of like, I don't know what to do
Yeah.
here, really, and that's a fair, what would Fel do,
yeah.
Mike, you're up back at the top of the round here.
I want to try to intimidate him.
Okay.
So I'll roll it first. Because I'm way better at that than diplomacy. That will be a 19 total.
Yeah, nothing gets through, man.
Yeah.
He just doesn't.
So I'm just, calm down, calm down. I'm shaking him.
The intimidation seems to actually make him withdraw more into himself, or get more panicked, I should say.
Okay, well, I learned a thing.
Okay. Zeno.
Okay, so Zeno is wanting to, like, try to figure something out. I mean, like, I don't know if I want to do a life science or an engineering, considering it's an android, so...
I'll let you do an engineering.
Okay, alright, so, 1 second. Okay, so that is going to be a 22.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing that's outwardly mechanically off about him. I mean, if you're just studying his outward makeup of his, you don't see like any sparks flying out of the back of his head or anything like that,
Right, okay.
You can attempt to aid a diplomacy. That's not a full round.
Okay, yeah, I'll attempt to aid a diplomacy. With my -1. Hold on. 16 or 15.
All right, that's an aid. So whoever wants to do it next will have a +2 bonus. Sedona is still kind of going, it's a minute-long seizure for what it's worth. So I'm just going to kind of move her through there. Orin, you're just keeping her safe? Yep.
Yeah, but Orin will, he's like kneeling down holding Sedona, and he'll just call it to his party. Somebody shoot this asshole already.
Ziva.
Ziva will kind of like bring her pistol up just a little bit, but then like she sees Zeno just kind of like so she will try one more time with her diplomacy.
Okay.
I rolled a 27 plus his 2.
It's a 29.
That many.
And also with a +5 circumstance bonus for not attacking him for the whole first round, you get a +5 bonus to that, which brings that to a 34, which is enough. All of a sudden, he drops his wrench, and his eyes like flutter back for a second, and then come back into focus. Like it looks like they actually focus for the first time. And Mike's got him gripped, and he drops his wrench and looks up at Mike, and he says, "Mike?" And he looks past Mike. "Zeno?"
Yes.
What?
Yes, it's us.
Is that Mike? Yeah. He just kind of like I don't know if you're still holding him or whatever, but he basically just kind of falls limp. He's still conscious, but he just like gives up on all of it for a second as he comes back to awareness.
Yeah, I mean, I'll switch from restraining to supporting him so he doesn't fall down or anything. And say, "Hey, Erio, what's going on here? Why are you here?"
Well, it's been some time since we've seen each other, Mike and Zeno.
You could say that.
I wish we could be meeting on better circumstances. Do you remember that time that I said I was leaving?
Of course.
Yeah, this is where I went. Not here specifically, but I had been posing as a human in the Aslanti Star Empire for the last 10 to 15 years. not sure how long it has been. And then, through a matter of circumstances, I ended up being recruited to come here. And then, Sedona, you remember Sedona, yes?
Sedona's like right outside.
She's right here.
What?
Yeah, well,
You brought her back here?
she's having a bit of a fit. Calm down, so you don't have one. Take a breath. Take a breath,
So,
Goose Frobber.
Meanwhile, Oren, Sedona, her eyes flutter up. She says, Oren, what? Another memory has come back. An old friend of mine is here. That's Erio. I know him.
Well, he almost got his ass shot. If you had to calm down.
I don't understand. I mean, when I was here, while I was captured and being tortured for information, he was here, and he would come and sneak into my room and administer first aid to me after the grueling interrogation sessions. And she starts like remembering those and like, yes,
All right, calm down.
He was my one light while I was here. I don't understand was he attacking you? I don't. And she's confused as hell.
I'm just as confused as you are, Sedona.
And so yeah, Mike, and I imagine Zeno at this time you've probably sidled up next to Mike, and so you can continue your conversation.
Yeah. So, like, how about you take a breath, take a moment, gather your senses, and tell me a little bit more about what has recently been going on. As I said, we've got Sedona outside. All right, you know that. But why are you a janitor? Why are you a custodian for the Atlantic when you're a high-level, I assume, operative?
You wouldn't know. You would know. A mechanic.
Mechanic, that's right, okay.
Yeah.
Actually, Michael, he did not recognize us. I think that his Lancy put something on him.
Yeah, yes, that's definitely what happens, if you'll give me just a moment to compose myself and we can actually retire to the lounge, I will do my best to explain everything to all of you, but I must go see Sedona and give her a hug.
Okay, well, come with me. I keep an arm, like, around his shoulder. Make sure he's not, like, too weak to walk or gonna fall down or anything. And, like, walk him out the door to where Sedona's right fucking there.
Yeah, and I imagine around the same time, Oren's helping Sedona to her feet. And Sedona just looks at Erio. Erio looks back. And they just kind of collapse into each other's arms. Like, for those of you who don't know them, Fel and Oren and Ziva, what you see here is clear evidence of a deep and long friendship. Like, they embrace like old friends who have gone through shit together, and of course, Mike and Zeno, you know Erio as well. And the relationship that Erio has with Sedona. And it's been how long? I mean, it's been over 15 years since you've seen him?
Well, over a decade, definitely.
It was a few weeks after we rescued Zeno.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
we've run a business for 8-9 years since then,
Right. I mean, he left and was never heard from again. And yet, Sedona's sitting here saying, like, this memory comes back to her where she saw him here while she was being tortured and that he was administering first aid. So all of you can make your way to the lounge, which is at the north end of the hall.
Yeah.
All right.
And I think Mike would be in a position where he's a little torn between his affection for both of these people, you know, and like he's probably gonna maintain a very close, like, paternal distance between him and Erio, but also constantly be looking over to Sedona, worried about her as well. These are the two of the very few people in his life he actually cares about, other than the party, you know?
Right.
And Zeno's seeing like a
important
side
people
of
in your
Mike.
life, you know?
Yeah, Zeno's seeing a side of Mike he hasn't seen because he's only seen Erio for a few weeks, you know? So...
Yeah, and I had worked with Erio before even meeting you.
Right.
Well, Orin will be a little less apprehensive. You know, with Sedona embracing Erio like that, he trusts Sedona so much that if she trusts him, he's not going to be, you know, still wanting to shoot him. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, certainly the tensions have been assuaged, you know, and
Yeah.
So he kind of takes you into the room, and he says, yes, and he kind of almost says this apologetically to you guys, and particularly to Sedona, because what he says is that, yes, it seems that the Aslanti did not take kindly to me administering first aid to Sedona, and as a result they twisted my CPU and turned me into a Sani drone, is what they called me, and humiliated me to the point to where my processor could not remember who I was. Unfortunately, my speech has still been affected. I am working to get it back to the flowing state that I once loved so much. They did a number on me. They also did a number on you, Sedona. I imagine there are probably more memories locked inside. I am happy.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think at this point, Mike would kind of sigh to himself very heavily in his big old lizard chest and sigh and look around and be like, how is it that every person I've ever loved is here in this place right now? This is absurd to me. But that brings me back to something, and I know we've only just met again after all this time, but it may seem selfish, but I have reason to believe that my father may have been here. Do you know anything about Avesk being around this station?
There is a Vesk here. What is your father's name?
Rupert Agomerson.
Yes, Rupert is here.
Oh, shit.
Oh, and Mike.
It is strange, yes, that you are here and Sedona is here. And now you tell me that Rupert is your father?
Rupert is my father, and Mike's demeanor would probably change very significantly at this point. The little boy inside of him coming out, you know.
Why are the lot of you here?
Orin just kind of, he's sitting in one of these benches in the corner of the room, and he just kind of laughs at the serendipity of it all.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I'm gonna let my captain answer that question. This is my captain, Madam yada yada, do your long introductions and all that.
All right, I'll let that slip. That's fine. We're in a bit of an emotional moment. It's fine. Hello, I'm Nariko Zivarashny.
Go ahead and finish it. Get it.
Oh, we doing this? We doing this?
Get it.
I get to sing? What?
Yeah.
It's time for a long introduction. It's a long introduction from Ziva.
Oh, man.
I love the pause. That's my favorite.
It's been, what, 50 episodes since the last time they did that?
It's been a while.
Roughly,
Yeah.
roughly.
No, it's been since the live cast.
That's true.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Doesn't count.
So, let's get your introductions.
Yeah. Ziva will kind of like come over and sort of give him the up down and say, "Hello, I'm Nariko Zivarajni, Madam of the Pulse of Paradise. I believe you may have heard of them. Also, Captain of the Epoch Tracer, and well, I suppose." And she just kind of looks back and forth at everybody, and Ziva's a little fucked up with all this. Like, this is a lot going on here, and she's kind of looking between Mike and Zeno like,
Bruh.
are you guys the center of the goddamn universe or something?
Fucking tell me about it. You
For
think
his-
you're not
real.
weirded out?
For his part, Erio says, and all of a sudden some of his earlier swagger comes back and he says, "Oh, you are the Madam of the Pools of Paradise. Yes, I have been there many times and I have had many wonderful nights there. It is a great honor to meet such a illustrious and more beautiful in person than I could have imagined creature such as yourself. Now, I must ask you though, what are you doing here? Why are you here? This is very dangerous."
This is
Ziva
quite
kind
the
of-
statistical anomaly.
What are the
Ziva kind of-
statistics? No,
Yeah,
what are the
yeah.
statistics, Zeno? What are they? What are the odds here? You're muted.
1,451,321 to 1.
Somebody's
see
gonna
him-
check that math.
See him over there as Doctor Strange running through all the different scenarios. This is the one that happened.
This is the only
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Ziva would just kind of like chuckle at the absurdity of the situation, and she kind of looks over at Sedona and says, "Well, Sedona asked for our assistance, and one thing led to another, and well, fuck the Aslanti."
Yes, I understand, but please give me a bit more detail of what you are hoping
The
to
rune
accomplish.
drive.
The rune drive. I see.
She says we're gonna destroy it. I
We're
mean,
gonna destroy it. I mean,
We
say
talked
that?
about this.
I'm sorry, I forget.
You can't destroy it! No! He says, well, I was a pretty active member of the Android Abolitionist Front, and my initial mission here was to, yes, as you said, fuck the Aslanti.
Yeah, fuck the Aslanti.
Mike, you'll be interested to know that your father, Rupert, has been part of a small scientist uprising here at this station.
oh, that's my old man.
That's me old
Him
pops.
and a Vildararu,
Wait, what was that?
a Vildararo
Say that one more time.
scientist named Murgelbark.
Okay, all
Just
right.
making shit up
Did
now.
you just burp?
Merkelberg.
Jumping shark here with this one, but says that he continues to tell you that Rupert and Murgelber have been working with some of the scientists who have been overworked, and the reason there is nobody here is because they will not let them come back for sleep shifts. It is the Sardat. I imagine you know who he is if you're here for the Rune Drive.
Yep.
He has been working these scientists overtime to the bone. There are some Aslanti scientists here, but obviously there are some non-Aslanti scientists here as well. Your father is among them. They transferred him here along with me about 4 years ago. Something arrived about 6 months ago. My guess is it is the rune drive. Since then, the scientists have been working 20 hours at a minimum per day.
So they formed a union.
You know, I said it before, but fuck the Aslanti. That's fucked up. Like they.
And you are?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Felino Morana, the crew chief for the Epic Tracer.
A crew chief,
That was my job
NASCAR.
at one point. Oh no, he says that was my job at one point. I used to be the one that turned the bolts, as it were. It's a pleasure to meet you. I trust that you have taken care of the Epic Tracer in my absence.
Oh wait, you worked on it before me?
Yes, of
Man,
course.
you did it.
Sedona never talked about me to you.
Has she not? I guess not.
Seems that way.
Sedona kind of just like does a little.
Shutting down.
So
Yeah. Oh, I'm having another memory. Hold on.
Another seizure.
forgive me while I seize for a moment. No, Fel
androids.
Catches it and she didn't mention you by name, but I wanted to know who you were because of the work that you did on her. Like, you did a bang-up job, like real good work. And I mean, hell, you left it in a fantastic state for me to pick up in your tracks, so...
Well, I graciously thank you, and I know that Sedona only takes the best for her crew.
So look, I'm quite glad that you guys are getting to meet each other, like the successor to the other one. And I assure you that Fel is great. He's a great mechanic. He's helped me work on some armor. You see what I'm wearing, and he plink, 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 tinks on the armor he's wearing, and then plink, 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 tinks on Zeno's armor. So that's work that me and Fel did. Mm-hmm. But I've got a question. How the fuck do we get to my dad?
Well, I imagine that he is probably down in the labs. I do not know which lab they have put him in. I only know that I have been cleaning this shower for the last week, and I've only seen 1 to 2 of the scientists come up for sleep, and only because they were dragged in here, passed out by Aslanti soldiers.
Okay, so I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Would I know Erio's weapon proficiencies?
I mean, he's a mechanic, right? So he's got
Small arms, long arms.
No, he doesn't have long arms.
That's my question. Before you go any further, is long arms, because I would give him my assault rifle, but if he's not proficient with it, I would definitely turn to my party and be like, "Look, give this man a weapon." All right, I know
He
it's
says, no.
You're not ready?
I am not. It's been quite some time since I've done any combat, and I do not want to raise any undue alarm. I think it's better served.
Orin's just like,
And you.
laughing.
Oh, by the way,
And
this
you.
is Oren.
Yeah. And who is this gentleman over here?
Howdy, I'm Orin. I'm the pilot.
Howdy. I like that. You're the pilot. Very good. Why do you laugh? I do not understand.
We've already raised the alarm, big guy. They know we're here. I know we're coming for that ass, too.
That's fair. I imagine that if you've come this far, you had to get past some sort of guards. And I know that there's many cameras everywhere on the level.
Yep, and he flipped off every one of them.
God's damned right I did.
I like your style, Howdy. Yes, I understand. Well, perhaps I can stay here, but give me a weapon, and I will protect those scientists that are brought here. I am afraid that I would get in your way.
Fell pulls out the semi-auto pistol that he's been hanging on to and just like pulls it out of the holster, flips it over, and hands it to him. And gives him a couple mags as well.
And Mike turns to Fell with a very much acknowledging, appreciative look. Like,
I'm gonna give him a suit of armor too. I've got one just sitting around.
Ziva will see the look of like, I don't want a fucking gun. I just told you that Ario has, and he says, just take it just in case. You never know.
And he takes it, and as soon as it gets his hand, he's clearly capable. You know, like, he, like, pops the magazine, checks it, pops it back in, you know, cocks it, toggles the safety on and off. He's holding it all with his finger off the trigger, his finger down the barrel. Like, he's well-versed in this, you know what I mean?
Trigger discipline, son.
Yeah, absolutely. And he tucks it in the back of his waistband and pulls his janitor's smock over it, and you see that he's concealed it, like, excellently, you know, like professionally concealed it.
Like in a hideaway limb or something?
Not necessarily as far as all that, but he definitely knows how to stand and carry himself and position it in such a way that it's not easy to read.
Used to making
son.
weapons lay flat beneath clothing.
Correct.
It's the abolitionist training he's got.
Right.
This guy's a regular gunslinger. Man after my own heart.
Erio then goes on to give you a general layout of what you can expect to see going down the other elevator. Okay? And, you know, I would recommend that somebody kind of jot some things down, because he doesn't give you a map, so this is all going to be just kind of what he says. He says when you come down on the other elevator that's in the flight control room, you'll enter, there'll be a hallway, a long hallway that runs east or west to east, and that there's probably a good area to set up an ambush against y'all right in the middle of the hallway, as that there is a catwalk that kind of crosses over the top of the hallway, that it's almost, there's plenty of opportunities to like set up a higher ground assault from there. There is, but also past that is the security center for the lower level. And once you get all the way down the hallway, if you hang a left and go north, right as you go north and hang around the corner, you'll find the lab that holds the rune drive.
It's good to know.
Erio, I know. And Mike's very emotionally in a weird place right now. There's the dad drama, the Erio drama, the Sedona drama, not to mention anything going on with the party. He turns to Erio and he said, look, I know we've only just been back in contact after all these years, but I can't help but thank you for this information. It may mean the difference in saving my dad and not. And it means a lot.
Well, it may mean the difference of saving me as well. I need to leave here.
Yeah, surely.
well-
Surely you want to see the Tracer again, right?
Of course, yes.
I mean, yeah, of course I don't want you to die, but like,
Yeah, no,
you know.
I was never great at humor, Mike. I try, but
No,
it's
that's
one
the thing,
that
though.
eluded me.
That's the thing, though, is like you were great at humor, which was sort of so weird about you being an android.
Well, I appreciate that, Mike. I tried very hard to develop my social skills and the way that I spoke with a confident tone.
I looked up to you for a very long time.
Well, I look eye to you, Mike, and I hope that we will be successful in one more mission. We have always been successful before. I can't say that I'm upset to see that it is you and Sedona and Zeno here. You're experienced in rescuing people, I know firsthand. Zeno, it's time to pay it forward. That was another bad joke, apparently, as I hear what they call cricket.
You nailed that one, though.
What the hell? Crickets.
I think the little chuckle helps, but like, I mean, it's becoming more and more apparent that like Mike is like on the verge of freaking the fuck out. Like, we have to go get his goddamn dad, or he's about to lose it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, Big Mike. Real quick question for Adam. Would you say that we have spent 10-ish minutes
I would say that. However, those 10 minutes don't count as a short rest because it has to be uninterrupted.
We
However,
are
if you would
literally
like to
in a
take
lounge room.
10-minute If you would like to take a 10-minute rest, you absolutely can.
Yes, would like to do that.
Most def. Oren's going to spend just exactly 10 minutes chilling on this cushy bench.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, look, when there's a 10-minute rest, I can't help but assume that somebody proposes it. Like, we don't just sit for 10 minutes without acknowledging that we're sitting for 10 minutes.
Catching your breath and shit.
No,
like that.
we sit in silence. No one says shit.
That's just not what happens. Like, ever.
Definitely not with this crew.
Nope.
I think whoever, maybe Oren, who would suggest it, like, maybe let's take a minute, you know. Based on that, Mike would probably want to kind of make sure that he's near, kind of make a powwow with Zeno and Sedona and Erio with all of his, like, oddly, all of these androids. You know, like, all of these androids that are so important to his life and his existence. And he, even though he's about to have a panic attack if he doesn't get to his dad soon, kind of calm his nerves with the help of his android friends, who are all members of the Android Abolitionist Front, and he knows that. You know, like, this is a big deal for him to be able to even pause for 10 minutes. And it's only because of their friendship and their history that he can do that. So he's gonna, he's not gonna talk the whole time, but he's very much gonna need their reassurance and kind of give them some shoulder squeezes and get some back, you know?
You know what, Heath?
Yes, sir.
Take an inspiration.
Oh, thank you so much.
That was good. That was good.
Thank you. I mean, I do think it's
Big old lizard's
fascinating
got
that, like,
feelings.
the people that matter the most to Mike are all androids.
Yeah.
Everyone.
That's pretty wild.
What am I chopped
That's
liver,
exactly
Mike?
what I was thinking. I guess I'll go fuck
Hey,
myself.
don't interrupt the 10-minute rest, please.
Yeah, being angry is interrupting your time of down.
Ziva's in the corner checking her nails, like, okay, all right, fuck you.
But look,
It's
like,
fine.
also, right before we take this rest, me and you are going to have a conversation later about how badly you wanted to shoot my friend. All right?
Well, let's get that inspiration, Mike. Or Heath, rather.
I'm not the one who draws inspirations.
Yes,
Yeah,
you
you
are.
Oh,
are.
I
You
draw
are.
inspiration. Okay, I'm mixing up things. Ooh, I haven't done this in a while. Fuck.
Would I be lying if I say I'm really curious? I hope somebody gets an Alex inspiration because I want
I'd say a lexpiration.
Alexpiration. I
That's
good.
like
There you
it.
go.
I like it.
You're earning that inspiration even more, my friend.
How do I do this? Oh, okay, it's over here.
Yeah.
Just draw.
Draw a card. Yep. Mhm.
Draw Uno.
Yeah.
Okay. I have two because I haven't used my old one.
What's the one you just drew?
bipolar popspiration.
Yay!
All right.
That is from Tristan from Tampa, Florida. The message is, you are all putting out some great content despite Adam trying to ruin everything.
I agree.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We've been beating him for 57 episodes, so it's okay.
I'm confused about the phrasing. It says, you're all putting out some great content despite Adam trying to ruin everything the time. In parentheses, RIP.
All the time, I think, is probably what.
Oh, it's probably all the time. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'll start again for the third time. You all are putting out some great content despite Adam trying to ruin everything all the time. In parentheses, RIP Grub. Remember to never let him bring you down.
Damn, the man saved the empire.
I really like a lot of. There's times when the inspirations are really, really appropriate, and I feel like this one is one of those times where it's like, ooh, I want to distance myself from that message. Because he was
Yeah, because
just.
it's like there's so much that's like in flux right now for Mike as a character that
and
I
you
have
were
complete
just
control over.
So
Yeah.
nice to me by giving me the inspiration. It's like, hey, the inspiration is shit on Adam.
Well, I open this door. I'll walk through it.
It's
I'm
a
good.
double-edged sword.
Just don't stand in the doorway. Okay,
Right.
That's a lesson that I've
Yeah.
learned. Okay, from my
Fatal
partner.
funnel.
Actually,
Yeah.
I'm gonna open that doorway with a knock spell from about 15 feet away. Right, Jack?
Yeah.
How many times can we shit on each other?
Okay. Yeah, all right. So you got that inspiration. You guys take your short rest. Make sure you spend your resolve point. Get all your stamina points back. And during that time, Erio himself goes and gets a little cache of homemade weapons that your dad and Murder made. That's a real name.
know,
Sorry,
I
guys.
know.
Like
Mr.
Can you spell
Murgle.
it for
I
us?
have no doubt.
Can I see how
Can
to
you spell
it? Yeah, me
Yeah.
and
Not
Zach,
yet,
the
not yet.
English
It just
seems like a
I
Rick
wanna
and
leave
Morty
that
name.
I
Pretty
want to leave that
please.
as a mystery for like a week. You know what I mean? Like, I'm curious. Listeners, you tell me how Murgle is spelled. And I'm
Yeah, where's the
curious if you
silent
get
letter
that
in
close.
there?
But
There's got to be a
we
silent
both
letter in
think your
there.
pronunciation is probably wrong. You know?
I guarantee it's wrong, but there's no way. There's no pronunciation rules for this particular name. I'm just going to tell you that. However, Erio brings back a cache made by Rupert and Murgle. And in this cache, you find 6 glass bottles with a torn strip of bed linen stuffed down their throats, wicking into a bright orange fluid. You have some Molotov cocktails.
Molotovs!
Yep, Molotov
Fells
cocktails
about
that
it.
serve as incendiary grenade 1.
Fell.
Yeah.
So
My boy.
Yeah.
six of those fell.
Toss him at
I
Mike.
think Fell's the only one with grenade proficiency, right? Besides Mike.
Erio,
Maybe
Erio.
Erio's not.
Yeah,
not
Erio's
fighting
not
them.
coming with us.
I'll leave
just
one
saying.
with them. I'm taking
Just
5.
saying,
though.
damn.
Okay, you should take the
Okay,
6.
I'll take the 6.
Yes.
Yeah, there's also 4 1-foot-long lengths of plastic sharpened into a wicked point. So there's 4 shivs, otherwise 4 survival knives. I think you guys already have survival knives.
Got a
Finally,
tactical
the-
baton.
and he shows this to you, Mike, specifically. And he says, Rupert actually made these. And it's a pair of rubber gloves with several wires wildly coiling around the fingers and attached to a cumbersome battery. This can be treated as an LFD pulse gauntlet. And
Okay, so the question that I have is the prison gauntlet that my dad could make as a great engineer, but with the limited resources he has, gonna be better than the gauntlet I could make as an engineer with good resources?
I think it will up your hammer fist.
God damn, that
Because
prison
it's a level
gauntlet.
7. It's a level 7 item.
Jesus.
That prison gauntlet is a level 7 item that's worth 7,300 credits.
That's how fucking
just saying,
awesome
my-
It
Rupert
does,
is.
dad-
it does 2d6 bludgeoning and sonic damage. It has a critical effect of knockdown, which I know you like. It also has the special property of being powered with a capacity of 20 uses, and it uses 1 per punch. And so when a pulse gauntlet strikes a target, it releases a surge of sonic energy that can knock the target down. So, yes, at the very least, you're like, damn, Dad, this shit is fucking dope for some fucking MacGyver shit right here, you know?
Well,
like,
it also, I would feel, makes Mike realize, kind of compared to his dad, his ineptitude in engineering, that, like, it's not something he focused as much on. It was something that was kind of a side passion project or whatever.
Well, yeah, your dad didn't really show you much of his weapon crafting ability because he was much more interested in showing you, as a small child, the armor building part, right?
Yeah.
I think he probably would have shown you the weaponry side of things had you grown into an age to appropriate to be using them, you know, but you didn't get that opportunity.
Yeah.
And here you're seeing his work with like basic components found around, you know, a workshop that he's made. He was able to make this level 7 fucking item, you know. So he presents all that to you.
And he takes the gloves, prison craft as they are, quite dearly to himself and probably to his chest for a second. Gets shocked. It's like, oh shit, that's spicy.
Well, that's one usage.
That's quite spicy.
Spicy.
Get the fuck out of here. That's flavor. But yeah, so I mean, we'll deal with that later.
Okay.
We'll deal with that later. But it means a whole lot to him.
And then after that, he presents to you a diary. That it says, "This I found from one of Zolan's high-ranking scientists. Her name is Oliviana, and she is still very much dedicated to the cause of the Aslanti. Perhaps this will be useful to you." And he hands you like a hologram projector that he says that he knows that this lady Oliviana talks into.
Well, what are you waiting for, Mike? Spin it up.
The diary?
Yeah.
You press that button right there.
Like you press it and it comes up with a password required.
Fell's kicked back on the couch and is like,
wait, hold on. This is my dad's diary, or this is Oliviana's diary?
No, Oliviana's diary.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, immediately he's like, look, I'm not great with computers. I can build shit.
somebody say computers.
Hey, is there anyone who's good with computers around
Come on,
here?
Mike.
I'm not gonna aid.
And Fell gets up from the couch or the chair that I guess it's a couch that he's been lounging on.
It's a booth.
Fell gets up from the booth that he's been
Great
lounging
radio.
on and goes over to check out that diary.
Yeah, okay, so you can roll a computer's check if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Do you want me to aid?
I mean, you could try.
It's way too late.
No, I haven't looked at the die yet. Like, I just dropped it in the tower.
Okay.
So,
Go ahead and try it. Yeah. Go ahead
Let's
and try it.
see.
And
Oh, yeah, 17 on the die with a
Zeno
plus
said
7.
he's just not gonna aid out of spite or
No.
something?
It's not out of spite. It's so we
It's
have a
'cause he's got like a-
backup in case.
Oh, fair.
Oh, okay.
clever.
Smart boy.
Mike like takes that as a slight for a second, and then it's like, oh.
All right, Josh, what'd you get with the plus 2?
I got a 30 with a plus 2.
Fuck yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, you are taking a look at it and you realize that it's not, I mean, you're using that good computer roll to understand that you're not going to be able to hack this with typical means because it is a blood
Oh god damn
lot.
it.
Like it requires
DNA
Those,
sample,
the
or
DNA, it's like a biometric lock, right?
so we just need a finger.
However, with that, yes, you either need a finger or you can roll a very difficult engineering check to try to like actually,
Replicate.
well, not that, but like undo
Locking mechanism.
The blood
right,
lock.
the actual mechanics of it.
I mean,
Well, I'll definitely aid that.
so
I'll aid.
would Fel know if doing this and failing at it would it potentially break said lock?
you don't know that one way or
Gotcha.
the other.
We could always just cut her face off.
I mean, yeah, it's that's gonna happen anyways. But I kind of want to know what's in here before we go in there.
I assume it's like an iPhone situation. You have to look at it.
No, you can just take a picture of it and it unlocks.
I'm gonna try and get every aid that I can on this.
I don't know what part of blood you didn't understand.
Oh, sorry. I just heard. Okay, yeah. No, we can. Yeah, we'll get the blood. No.
But no,
I can't aid.
yeah,
so.
Fel wants to go ahead and do this and get the aids from, I guess, Mike and
Yeah,
Zeno.
yeah, I'm
Orin
definitely
isn't
gonna aid.
trained.
Well, you get the aids from Mike with a 12.
Yeah, I'm gonna aid as well. Let me see here. 5, 12, 17.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's 2 aids, so it's +4.
And
What about Sedona?
Nope.
What about Zacharoni?
what about
Orin is not.
What about
trained in
Erio?
engineering,
Okay, yeah,
so-
no.
Well, let's see
Valid
what it
question.
You want to use an
He's a
inspiration?
I'm
mechanic.
going to.
He's a fucking mechanic. If he's not trained an engineer, what is his job?
No, he is. I just have to look and see what his modifier is.
God, get your shit together, Adam.
It's like a plus
You get
15.
your shit together,
I got it
man.
together for
Put it in a
once.
little bag.
Get all your shit, put it in the bag.
I don't even have to roll.
Look,
It's
I don't care what you
auto-aid.
do
Yeah.
with it. Just
auto
get it
aid.
together.
It's
All right.
auto-aid.
So that's.
Yep.
Take it down to the shit
So
store.
is it
So it's
plus 6? All right, and I'm using an inspiration, so it'll be a +9.
What inspiration?
This
are you
this
using,
is a
Fel?
bear inspiration. This is from Bear Eclair. So
Okay. Nice.
Bear, if you let us down,
I swear, if we
It's
miss
all
this
your
by
fault.
one
So
point, it's
mad.
You know
your
what?
fault.
No. Yeah. We're going to turn around and we're just going to leave. We're not even going to continue.
we're not going to Disney World.
I will turn this podcast right around and take it back home.
All right, so let me get the roll.
You're looking at a +9 total there, Josh, from all your aids and inspiration.
Oh God, that face.
Yeah.
Come on.
So that's a 17 for me because I rolled a 2.
Okay.
So 17 plus 9 would be 26.
That
probably
is
not enough.
Gonna get it. No, it's not.
God damn
Thanks,
it,
Bear.
God damn it, Bear.
Can we get any sense whether that like locks us out so that we can't use the blood?
I will say that it doesn't seem, you don't seem to have broken it or blocked yourself out or anything. You just don't know how to bypass this particular
Just
mechanism.
rolled.
Okay, we got
very
2 more tries.
But I will say, Bear fucked this shit up so much that we'll fucking see you.
Oh my God.
You know what? Yeah.
We're taking it out on you in the Discord, and you won't even know about it.
Won't even.
You know,
Yeah.
we take it out on
See
him.
ya.
He's just gonna love it.
He does. He's a glutton for
kink.
punishment.
His kink is fucking foiling the podcast.
That's accurate.
He's an agent of chaos.
Agent of Chaos.
No, for real, y'all. Thanks. That's it for this week. We'll see you next week.
We'll see.
This episode has been sponsored by Roll20. This is how we roll.